Paramedic, fireman. Wears one of them rings, says state champion, was the quarterback, was a vital part of Mr. Struber's record of receiving yards as you aired it out to him for a long time. Welcome on the mic, Mr. Landon Everett.
Thanks for having me here.
You bet. You bet. Well, what do we think tonight? We got a contest here featuring, in some polls, a top 10 matchup, as Canton-Galva in most polls is at 2. And this St. John's Tipton Blue Jays team does have the one loss on the season to Osborne, I believe, but in the top 10 as well. Have you done any scouting? What do we think?
I haven't done much scouting on them, but from what it sounds like, it might be one of our better matchups that we've had so far this season. So may push us a little more than most teams have so far this season, so that'll be good to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. The Eagles, again, hey, speaking of the man, the myth, the legend, the state record holder, Mr. Struber is now walking into the stadium, back to this field where he set the record. So you had to have a little fun throwing to that guy, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, it was a good time. You could always trust him to bring the ball in for you.
Absolutely. Well, since we're talking about it, and he's wearing that K-State purple, there is some rumors that maybe some scouting might be being done here tonight. Maybe some guys from Manhattan are coming down to watch this contest. Don't know if that's true or not, but talk a little bit about Mr. Vincent, who set the record two games ago for interceptions and interceptions returned for touchdowns on all levels of Kansas football.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive on his part. He's an incredible athlete. I've watched him play maybe 3-4 games now, and it's incredible to watch. He's able to watch the quarterback's eyes and jump that ball.
Yeah, absolutely, on the defensive side. How about him on the offensive side? The Little River game was the opening game of this contest or this season for Canton-Galva was Little River right here, where your replacement, a man that stepped in a game against Madison when you separated your shoulder, gamed through that separated shoulder. I watched that game from the sidelines, and I could tell something was up, and you were still out there gaming, and then they got you in the locker room at halftime, and it was obvious that your shoulder was separated, and the man they call Strap had to step in as a freshman and lead that charge, lead that victory onto that state championship run. So, as we're getting a lot of background noise here, as Canton-Galva is walking out here to the green grass. We're just going to kind of enjoy the moment here. Watch these as the youngsters are with them tonight. 5th and 6th grade team with them. You played on that 5th and 6th grade team.
Yeah, I think I was one of the first groups to go through.
I believe you were the first group. We'll get a chance to talk about that, as your 1st and 2nd grade flag football coach was one of the best coaches you've ever had in your life. Hey, we got a pink out night tonight. There's a lot of pink in the crowd. Breast cancer awareness. As CG is getting set to storm over here to the sideline. They got the youngsters with them. They go up towards Beloit tomorrow. Well, they got the junior high team out there with them as well. We were talking there about the injuries. We saw Vincent on the offensive side, that Little River game where Strap was hurt, wasn't able to go out there. And we saw him run the ball extremely well. You can't, we talk about Struber being here, you can't sit up here and not compare the two athletes. you know, obviously one of them set the state record on the offensive side. The other one set the state record on the defensive side. Both extremely outstanding athletes. What are we going to see tonight out of Vincent with Maltby now? I think he's 100% healthy, or as healthy as he's been in a long time at least.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I expect them to kind of ball it out tonight, kind of showcase a little bit more than maybe they have. Maybe air it out a little bit. Don't look like we got too much wind tonight. Maybe work on our pass game. But I expect them to have a big night.
Yeah, I do as well. And, of course, the maybe if you want to point holes in this offense, the offensive line still hasn't 100% gelled. Senior Minson has done some great things, and the youngsters are stepping in there as well. But that, to me, is going to be, you know, if they can give Strap a little time to find him down the field, he can air it out. He can throw that thing a long ways. I don't know if he can throw it as far as you could, but pretty dang close.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
We're going to step aside for the national anthem.
Thank you, Eagle Pep Band.
Well, we're back. It's been a long time since I stood over there with a helmet, but the national anthem under the Friday night lights, it just gives you little tingles, kind of gets the old juices flowing.
Yeah, it's a different feeling. It never gets old.
It does not get old. Absolutely does not get old. Well, let's talk a little bit about the injuries here of Canton-Galva. Of course, we know those a whole lot better than we do. We don't get scouting reports, so we apologize for that. We welcome each and every one of you tuning in from all over, especially our friends from up in the St. John area, or Tipton area, Beloit. Little known fact, by the way, I went to preschool in Beloit.
Is that right?
That is correct. But anyhow, we welcome you guys. We're going to go ahead and just preface this right now. We are both Canton-Galva alumnus. We will be a little bit biased. If you don't like that, technology is an awesome thing. It's got a mute button on your TV. Go feel free to hit it. If you don't like what we're saying, that'll keep us from getting negative reviews on the old YouTube. If you do like what we're saying, go ahead and throw a like out there. We would appreciate that. We might get our wages doubled or something like that, Landon. Anyhow, back to the injuries. We got a couple. Alcala, number 23, senior, heck of an athlete in his own right. Just hasn't been able to lace up the cleats here on this green grass the last 2 years, injured before the season started. Talked about our quarterback. He's back to, I think, as close to me as healthy as he's been all season. And then the all-stud tailback and linebacker and Ryder Nordstrom. I think he had a visit with a knee surgeon here this week, and it seems like he's got the shoulder pads on. So we'll see if he sees the grass or not. Is there any other injuries out there that you're aware of? Oh, we've got a broken leg over there as well, don't we? Yeah, Edgar, Jaden Edgar, the guy that I think he's played all 16 positions. The only thing, heck, he might have even tried to kick. We've tried kicking even the cheerleaders here at Canton-Galva. So Edgar might have even tried to kick. He went down a couple games ago with a broken leg. So for Beloit and Tipton, looks like I don't see anybody over there on the sidelines in street clothes in their jerseys, so they might be 100% healthy.
Yeah, that's fortunate for them. We've been, seems like the last couple of years been just keep getting injuries to some of our main guys, and it's kind of kicked us a couple times, but I think they're fighting through it pretty well this year.
Absolutely. Well, Beloit has a St. John. Tipton, we're going to go with the Blue Jays. Just rolls off the tongue a little bit better. The Blue Jays are going to kick off here in pink night. Welcome those fellows that decided to support it as well. That's pretty sportsmanlike. We appreciate that. Going to be kicking into a little bit of a breeze here as we have a north wind, one of the few times. Mastery back, as well as Vincent, I believe, for the Eagles. A little pooch kick here. Picked up by Vincent. Going to be ran out of bounds. Looks like number 23. That's going to be Nicholas Greenwood. This will be Eagles football on the 22. Pretty good play there by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I think they're worried about maybe getting a big return there from Vincent, so they kind of kicked it to the sideline and made it where they got him easy out of bounds.
You bet, the old direct kick. Well done. Well executed here. We'll see what Canton-Galva can get done to get in this opening series. Looks like McManus is going to be in the backfield. Going to fake to him, go play action right off the bat. Streaking down the sideline and overthrows him. That pass was intended for Vincent. Beautiful looking ball, but maybe the wind playing a factor there as I'm going to say, the flag is pretty well straight. 15 to 20 mile an hour breeze there at the quarterback's back. It'll be 2nd and 10. Had his man beat on the sideline, just puts a touch more air under, lets Vincent run underneath that. That's 6 points right off the bat for Canton-Galva. As it is, it's an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Eagles a little slow on getting the play called in. Gonna have to hustle here. We're under 10 seconds on the play clock. Oh, tough run, hit it. Ball is on the ground. Blue Jays saying they have it. No indication from the referees as they say he's down.
Quiet Collins on the carry for the Eagles. They bring up 3rd down.
I believe that's the first time we've seen Collins carry the ball this year. Landon it. You remember him ever carrying? There's a hard run there, good smack, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Him in the backfield.
I don't know if I've seen that yet.
I believe we have. Mastery to the right. Wide receiver. Collins again in the backfield, lined up to the right of the quarterback. Vincent behind him. Little option look. Going to be a straight quarterback keep. Well defended by the Blue Jays. Going to be a short gain. That'll bring up 4th down and 5, something else we haven't seen. I don't recall seeing us punt.
I don't know. I've only watched probably 4 or 5 games now, and I don't know if I've seen a punt from us yet.
I don't believe I have witnessed a Canton-Galva punt, and I don't think we're going to see one here, as it's 4th and 6 from the 31-yard line, the 26-yard line. McManus is in the backfield to the left of quarterback Garrett Maltby. Blue Jays coming on a blitz. He's got a man. He's got Vincent and the 1st down.
Yeah, I think head coach Shelby Hoppus really trusts Tyler O'Connor's defense. So in those 4th and 5, 4th and 10 even situations, I think they go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, we've had some conversations about the kicking game and with Hoppus and he's talked about some of the teams that just go for an onside every time in the kickoff game, and in 8-man football points matter. Here we go underway here. Pass is going to be incomplete to Mastery as it hit the ground. Jermark on the coverage for the Blue Jays. He's 2nd and 10. But with the wind and 4th and 6, deep in your, not deep, but well on your side of the football field, it was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there.
Wide receiver to the right. That's Master. The give is going to be to to Vincent. Vincent on the carry. He's going to get 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. I believe Greenwood, number 23, and he had the other tackle as well. Already got four tackles early on in this game. Might be going with, going to bring Mastery, wide receiver, Vincent in the slot. I look for the tight end. Tight end's going deep. Got him on it. Going to be tripped up. Referees are going to say incidental contact.
It'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles, 4th and 7.
Coven Schroeder was on the coverage there for the Blue Jays. Eagles line up to go for it again at their own 37-yard line, 4th and 7. Bringing in a little speed package as McManus checks back into the ball game. Mastery's the receiver to the left. McManus to the right. Vincent in the backfield to the right of Maltby. Blue Jays going to blitz. Got a man. It's his tight end, but he overthrows him. That quarterback pressure.
Eagles turn it over on downs.
Quarterback pressure was by, I believe that's number 5. Number 5, Hornick, with the quarterback pressure right up the middle. Maltby unable to set his feet. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 37 here.
Yeah, that's something we don't see too often, is us turning it over on a 4th down.
That's right.
It does happen, but
Blue Jays go quick. Give us to number 1, Jermark. Vincent in on the tackle along with Maltby, I believe. Excuse me, that's McManus in on that tackle with Jet cleaning it up. 2nd and 9 for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays went quick right there. They had that play called probably Monday in practice. Knew that they were going to go with that play right off the bat. Lined up. Canton-Galva was still kind of looking at the sideline when they snapped the football. With Gates is going to be your quarterback here. We got a man in motion. McManus took the pitch, man. Gates going to keep it. Could be at the line to gain. I think they're probably going to give it to him. We're going to have a flag as well. That'll be, normally that's in the spot of a face mask. I think by the spot, he's probably a touch short, but I think with the 15-yard face mask that's pending here, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Personal foul. Well, we just got a personal foul. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. Not sure what happened there. But the Blue Jays have already broke the huddle, and the ball's not even set. Canton-Galva is not used to this.
You know, usually the Eagles are on the side of having a fast offense and, you know, no huddle, but I think they're going to face a little bit of it tonight maybe, even with the Blue Jays going to huddle. They just got quick play calling, it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Gates set the pass. Got his man. Well, right there was McManus on the coverage, number 23. And we've called Greenwood's name a lot already. Short gain on the play.
Bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 7 for the Blue Jays.
Well, it's a good test right here for the Canton-Galva defense. As it's 2nd and 8, just outside of 10, so the Blue Jays can get a 1st down and still have 4 more plays to get it in the end zone. Pitch is going to be to number 1. That's Jermark, but TJ Kane blowing that up from his tight end or his defensive end position. It's like it's my first game again. I was just off one, Landon. I have to give this headset back to Keaton.
I think you're doing a terrific job so far.
I appreciate that. It's 3rd and 10. It's kind of interesting here that coach for the Blue Jays trotting this guy over and just giving him a number from one of those wristbands. Going under center. And the I formation, going to pass out of it. He's got his man, he's open. Closing speed by the man that's got all the interceptions, but doesn't get one here, as they're going to call him down just outside of the pylon. I believe that pass, I believe it was to number 1. But what a great throw and catch there. Catch into traffic as Vincent was closing, unable to break the ball up. It's 1st and 10 from the 2. 1st and goal, excuse me, from the 2. Going to go quarterback sneak, and he's going to get in. Punches it in. That's Gates with the quarterback keep. Well, with 8-man football, the 2-point conversion is extremely pivotal. See what CG here can do against this Blue Jays team that kicked off and is first to be on the scoreboard. Going to be a quarterback sack by T.J. Kane.
Sacked by T.J. Kane, and the 2-point conversion fails. With 6:49.
But really, that was because of the coverage. The rollout, his man was covered up, a little bit of pressure, and then T.J. Kane right there to clean it up. So it's 6-0 at the 6:49 mark of the opening period. Blue Jays, a little scouting report by our technical director here, Mr. Coach Kaufman, who spent some time, quite a bit of time, started his career up in the Cloud County area. He said, scouting report on the Blue Jays is they're extremely well coached. So far, I'd say he's accurate.
Yeah, I'd expect to see maybe some defensive changes, maybe adjust a little bit. Maybe they're coming out in something different than what was scouted. But I'm sure the Blue Jays prepared for this game pretty heavily to show them what they're capable of. But
yeah, absolutely. You know, Osborne is always good football squad, handing them their only loss, but travel up here, come play on this beautiful stadium. It's always better to get, it's easier to prepare for somebody that's good. I'm sure Canton-Galva had a great week of practice as well. Had a nice directional kick by number 7. Bates to start us off. Looks like he's going to go ahead and kick it to Vincent this time. Dies on the sideline. Jet breaks one, then he ran out of bounds. Bates was right there.
Vincent on the return for the Eagles.
As was.
Ran out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, and that's when the Eagles will take over 1st and 10.
As was Gates. Number 2, Gates. Number 7, Bates. By the end of the game, we'll have it all right, I hope. Eagles come out with a 2 wide receiver set. 1 to each side. Mastery to the left. McManus, I believe, over here to the right. No, that was Vincent. That was McManus with the handoff, and he's off to the races, and they're not going to catch him. That's going to be a touchdown. Lane McManus, the calf roper, is in the end zone. Well, the quick hitter right up the middle. Talked last year, Lane McManus is fast. He was able to hang with Struber when they would run sprints, showing off his wheels right there.
yeah, that was some impressive speed there. I haven't seen him break away like that yet this year. So that was pretty impressive play by him.
It gives to Vincent. It's going to be blown up. That's going to be number 7, Bates. You'll talk a little bit about junior Lane McManus. No, that was Vincent. That was McManus with the handoff, and he's off to the races, and they're not going to catch him. That's going to be a touchdown. Lane McManus, the calf roper, is in the end zone. Became Lane's job to go be the running back, and Ryder's one of those compact type individuals pretty darn thick, runs with the shoulders low, brings the wood, as they like to say. McManus, a completely different type of a runner, but they're right up the middle, able to bust through that line of scrimmage, and then off to the races was he.
Yeah, he was. Can't give all the credit to him. You know, that O-line, they're just as important as them running backs.
Absolutely, got to give a lot of love to the big fellas up front. I appreciate that as one of the big uglies, as they like to say.
6 minutes, 36 seconds. We want to see you down on the track with our high school cheerleaders. Be getting ready.
Oh, I think at the halftime, maybe the little cheerleaders are going to break you out. Well, we got Noah. I think 33, Noah Collins is set to kick for the Eagles. Did most of the kicking last week. This could be a challenge. See what the left-footed kicker can do with the wind. Hits the up back. That's number 7, Bates, and he's tackled right there at the 25, maybe 26-yard line by several Eagles.
Bates on the return for the Blue Jays. Need 1st and 10 from their own 25.
Well, Nordstrom, we haven't seen him yet on the field. Nick Evans, number 24, right there on that play. The man that we usually see spelling Collins, or excuse me, Minson at the nose. Did you ever in the weight room with number 24, pound for pound, Nick Evans, the strongest man on the field?
Yeah, I can't remember what grade he would have been.
It had
Probably
been a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty impressive in the weight room, even his freshman year.
We're going to have a quarterback makes it to the line of scrimmage. Minson in leading the charge for the Eagles. Kane cleaning it up. Well, let's go back to number 24, Nick Evans. Just a physical specimen. I don't know what they list him at here. Probably 5'2", maybe. I don't want to take anything away from him. Well, they got him at 5'7", and that's just wrong. 5'7", 135. That's probably wrong, too. That's with his pads after he got out of the whirlpool. But he is a strong human.
Yeah, you can't underestimate his size, that's for sure.
Playing Mike linebacker. St. John direct snap to quarterback. Quarterback keep. Able to break free from a tackle, and I believe is going to get the first down.
I think so. I think they're going to be moving the chains here.
Kane had him around that horse collar area and let it go.
It's not too often you see them get outside of Kane there. He's usually pretty disciplined on that.
Yeah, I've been following him on the Twitter, and he's getting quite a little pub from some schools, some colleges, as well he should be. Got a lot of frame there to build on. High football IQ and a gamer. Three wide receivers to the right, one to the left. Setting up a screen, it's going to be overthrown there. Jeremark was the intended receiver, but I don't know that he would have gotten much had he caught it. Might have been more of a throwaway than an incomplete pass. But we saw 4 wide receivers in that formation. I want the Eagles can't quite just pin their ears and go after him, as the quarterback for the Blue Jays has shown that he can run the football. Gates set to pass again. That's a backwards pass. That's a live football. Canton-Galva recovers it. I might have the wrong angle. Landon, what did you see there? Was I wrong there?
No, I'm not sure you were. If you were, it was a close call, but he may have scooped it up out of bounds. I'm not sure. I couldn't see totally from this angle, but it did kind of look like a backwards pass to me.
And had he been out of bounds, the ball would have been placed at the spot where it went out of bounds. So their Canton-Galva sideline absolutely not throwing a fit here. So I beg your apologies. I was wrong there. It's 3rd down and 10 for the Blue Jays. Going with a hard count, going to sweep to the right up the middle, met by several Eagles is number 1, Jeremark. It's going to bring up 4th and, let's call it 8. Evans led the charge. That is Mike linebacker. I bet the Blue Jays go for it here midfield. Into that wind. They're lining up in pump formation, however. Bates set to punt for the Blue Jays. Got the stiff wind in his face. Nice kick here. Going to be fielded by Vincent. Well defended by the Blue Jays. Jet Vincent, who leads all of Kansas football for all of the years for interceptions returned for a touchdown, got 5 yards on that return.
1st and 10 from their own 18.
Well, we saw a 1-play touchdown the last time Canton-Galva had the ball. See what we do here. Vincent to the left. Mastery to the right. McManus to the right of Maltby. Maltby set to pass with a hitch. Complete to Mastery. Going to be flung out of bounds by number 24. That's great. Excuse me. That's Towner.
10 yards on the play. Good for an Eagles.
As you hear the mayor of Canton in the background say, that's a 1st down for Canton-Galva. We'll go twins to the left. Mastery and McManus lining up over there. Vincent in the backfield behind Kane. 4 guys in formation. Ball is incomplete.
He's kind of been off the mark tonight, but you know it might be that wind at his back.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that there was a blown route there, as both TJ and Jet ran the same route. Just they started off 2 yards apart, and they kind of ran the same route 2 yards apart the whole way. As McManus comes out, and Ison Marston comes back in for that Canton-Galva line. Vincent, wide receiver left, Mastery, wide receiver right. Maltby all by himself in the backfield. 2nd down and 10. Sends Vincent in motion. Maltby's going to call his own number. Running tough, going to pick up 8 or 9 right there. He's going to be tackled by number 23, Greenwood. Nice open field tackle there by Greenwood. 3rd down and short 2, long 1. McManus comes back in as Marston comes out. McManus is going to be in the backfield. Vincent to the right, Mastery to the left. Eagles line has done a pretty good job so far with the exception of the one blitz hurry. Maltby set to throw, hits Vincent, past the line to gain. He's going to be tackled. Tackled there by number 24, Towner. Nice throw and catch for a 1st down.
Yeah, if they're going to give it, they're going to take it. That's what them Hoppus, I know, with them 5-yard stops. If you're going to give him the room for it, he's going to throw them until you stop him.
And then you might look for the old hitch and go. Wide receivers right and left. McManus in the backfield to the right of Maltby. He's going to get the ball, go right up the middle, and it's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That tackle made by, I believe that's number 7, Bates. Call it a short gain. Very short gain. Nice play there by the Blue Jays. Eagles a little slow on this play call again. Go with a tight formation. Vincent's going to go in motion. The give is going to be to Jet Vincent, and he is going to be blown up. Bates and
Vincent on the carry, shoved out of bounds by Bates for the Blue Jays.
I believe that's number 9 that helped clean it up. Their Jermark, no gain on the play, so it's 3rd and 10 for Canton-Galva. So far, running the ball's been right up the middle for that one play to McManus. Other than that, it's been through the air.
Yeah, I was about to say St. John, they're making the Eagles' offense work a little bit this drive and even last drive, I guess. I mean, they turned it over on down, so they must have had a good scattering report on us.
That middle linebacker is doing work, but he blitzes and gets burned as Kane is still on his feet. Well, live by the blitz, die by the blitz, as they sent their middle linebacker, and T.J. Kane fills where he was, and Maltby able to get it off to him. A great throw and catch there as he just stepped back, waited for Maltby to come into that opening. It was wide open. Middle of the field vacated with that middle linebacker blitz, and he was coming.
Yeah, he didn't have much time. Yeah, Maltby barely got that one off, but that's why, I mean, Maltby's one of the greater quarterbacks right now. He had tons of pressure, hands in his face even, and
we're going to get a timeout
still
here.
Got it off.
Timeout. Well, we've got a 6-6 ball game with 48 seconds. I have to think that Hoppus called that timeout to preserve the wind, possibly try and punch this one in with 48 seconds left in this quarter. Just use a timeout, save the wind at your back. Try to kick the ball off with the wind at your back. It's going to be my guess as to why he called that. Well, we got a ball game here. Just as advertised, we knew it was going to be a tough one. Blue Jays very impressed by their middle linebacker play.
Here at the start of the second quarter, please make sure your child has used the restroom before they come down to the track, folks. These things are important. And the Little Eagles will perform at halftime, so be sure to stick around and watch.
That goes back to my first and second grade flag football coaching days right there, hearing our PA dresser in the background, making sure that the Little Eagle cheerleaders have used the facilities before they go out there. That was one of the things we had to talk about with you. Hey guys, make sure you hit the restroom before we get out there.
Yeah, it happens.
Those flags aren't easy to get off. Here we go. We're back underway. 1st and 10. The ball's going to be at the 18-yard line. We're going to air it out. McManus is opening the flats, throwing into double coverage, and he just missed his man there. Put a little smoke on that one. Had to try and thread the needle, so it's 2nd and 10. Coach Regier over here, I guarantee, penciled that one in as the running back in the flats was wide open. Looks like McManus is going to be the right, Masher to the left, Vincent in the backfield. We're going under center, something you don't see very often for Canton-Galva. He pulls it, does Maltby. He is going to, and we're going to have a hold call here.
There is a flag on the play.
We're going to have a hold against Canton-Galva, so the second penalty of the night is against Canton-Galva as well.
Yeah, it looks like Maltby got kind of lucky there. Number 7 for Blue Jays kind of slipped there as he ran around the end. So either Maltby had a good little step-in move on him, or we just got a lucky slip off him there. But
yeah, it was the right read. It was a read option there. Man was there on Vincent.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's going to be 2nd down for the Eagles, 2nd and 17.
We have a Jory Ratzlaff sighting as the two wide receivers, McManus and Masher, trot off. Jory Ratzlaff in, so we're going to go tight formation under center I. The give is to Vincent right up the middle. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one, breaks 3 tackles. Picks up the holding penalty plus some. 11 yards, I believe. We're going to be the end of the quarter here. I don't know. He picked up, they're going to give him 14. I'm going to give him 14. That's the end of the first quarter, 6-6. Eagles moving, but it's 3rd down and 6 here as we get ready for the second quarter.
Yeah, I think the Blue Jays are giving more of a challenge tonight, kind of what we expected. I think it's giving the Eagles a good look.
Absolutely. They needed tested. They haven't been tested since the opening game, essentially, against Little River. Maltby hasn't been tested as he didn't play in that game. But something that I don't know that you ever did it, was go under center. And finally, the fans, the armchair quarterback, the armchair coaches were getting a little frustrated with Coach Hoppus when it was 3rd and inches and 4th and inches, and he had you in the shotgun. He finally put you under center a time or two, but to actually run a play 2nd and 15 and run it from under center with an I formation, I don't think you ever practiced that, did you?
No, we never did no I formation. We would, the only time we went under center was QB sneak, and that was the only play. And, I know my junior year, our district game, we pick up 10 yards to carry on under sneak. Them guys up front would move them, and they knew it was coming, but them guys up front, they said, watch me.
As a former center, that was the most fun play as a lineman. It's on pressure and then go dominate. And if you can drive your man, you can get 4 or 5 yards. And as a lineman, as an offensive lineman, there's really not a better feeling. It's better than a pancake block just to drive somebody. As we're 3rd down and 6 here. Vincent in motion. Going to throw the ball, looking for Vincent. He's got him. He's going to be at the sticks and get the first down.
10 yards on the play. Good for Eagles.
Number 1, Jermark on the coverage for the Blue Jays. Bring up 3rd down and goal from just inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, there's that Maltby to Vincent look they've been kind of looking for all night, and it looks like they kind of got that one figured out. They kind of had a few misses so far, but
Maltby's going to keep. He's going to scamper into the end zone. Touchdown. Kudos, offensive line of the Canton-Galva Eagles right there. Touchdown, Canton-Galva. One of the longest time-consuming plays that we've seen this team make in quite some time. We got a football game, Landon Everett.
we do.
2-point conversion. He's got his man wide open. Hit him. He had 2 of them. Mastery was wide open in the back of the end zone.
It's your Eagles team and the Blue Jays 6.
Maybe Canton-Galva's kind of got their offense figured out for tonight. Got something moving finally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. CT looked good. And just a sustained drive. You know, the opening possession, turned it over on downs. Second possession, one play, McManus right up the middle. And then this was just a sustained, well-executed drive. Get to the sticks when you need to get to the sticks. We'll see if they can't stop him on defense. Ryder Nordstrom over there looking like he's wanting to go in. I know that's got to be painful for him. A senior, had a lot of PT his whole career. Got banged up, left knee injury before the season even started. Been a gamer, has tried to go a little bit here and there.
Yeah, it definitely has to be hard for him, but I think he understands maybe kind of trying to hold off for the postseason area.
Yeah.
Later in the season.
Well, we'll see what the Eagles do kicking into this win. Noah Collins set to kick. Chance Jermark set to receive. Buddy, you need to scoot up. He cannot kick it that far, I can promise you that.
Yeah, especially into the wind.
Into the wind. He'll be lucky if we get it to the 25.
You know, like you
and
said,
I'm not saying anything negative about my man because I like them Collins.
You know, I'd have to agree with you on having kickers here because we
hey, he got it there. I stand corrected. And nice tackle by Lane McManus. Yeah, it's been, well, we're celebrating 50 years here tonight of Canton and Galva being combined. And it hasn't been 50 years since we've had a kicker, but it's been at least half that in 25 for sure. It'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 20-yard line for the Blue Jays. As they break the huddle. Go with a tight formation of their own. Nobody in the backfield. Got a man in motion. That's 23. We're going to follow him. Lead run left by the quarterback. It's going to be blown up in the backfield. It'll be a tackle for a loss. DJ Kane from his in position, flowing over there, blowing that play up. Should be, they're going to call it a no gain. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays now kind of break the norm of what we've seen so far in their speed as they go with the same formation, same man in motion. We're going to pass out of this one. He's got his man. Oh, just overthrows him a touch.
I think the Blue Jays might try to use this win to their advantage here on the offensive side. Being able to get a little extra yards through the air, maybe get thrown over Vincent.
It'll be 3rd and 10, excuse me. Going in motion again. Low snap, handled well by the quarterback. Just misses his man. Maltby in coverage there. It'll be 3rd and 10. Based off of what the Blue Jays did last time when the ball was closer to the midfield stripe and it was 4th and 6 and they punted here. I expect him to punt again. See what Vincent can do with this. High booming punt, but it's going to be punted out of bounds. Pretty good punt into that, or with the wind. No return. Going to be at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Canton-Galva as they lead 14-6 with 10 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock. McManus is in the backfield. Tight end TJ Kane wide to the right. Mastery over here to the left. That'll be Vincent in a slot position. Pass is going to be to Mastery. Defender fell down on the play, gets up and makes a tackle, but it's going to be a 1st down.
11 yards on the play. Good for Eagles.
I believe that was Cooper Jermark with the tackle for the Blue Jays. Well-executed football play by Canton-Galva. You know, Mastery had a lot of yards receiving last year as Struber set the record. But Mastery, as he does here, goes deep and just off the fingertips.
Mastery falls just incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
That was Greenwood in coverage for the Blue Jays. But I'll finish my thought on Mastery as they couldn't, opposing defenses for Canton-Galva really couldn't focus on Struber, because if they put too much focus on him, then Mastery would be wide open and proven he had great hands as well. That ball just off the mark, as we've seen Maltby, I don't know if it's the wind, really's had a fairly clean pocket to throw from with the exception of the blitz. Blitz is getting there. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Vincent gonna fake the handoff. Maltby up the middle. He's gonna go all the way. Touchdown Canton-Galva. Again, credit the blocking up front by the linemen and the scheme by the Canton-Galva coaches. As they're saying, put that ball. I believe they want the ball for the 2-point conversion on the right hash.
Kind of looks like the Eagles offense kind of found their wheels here and
Yes, they did.
taking off with it.
Nobody in the backfield by Maltby. Going to roll out to his left. He's got his man wide open.
The little Kansas City Chiefs special right there.
There it was. McManus was wide open, but he wanted the old jump pass. As the two-point conversion is in there.
The Eagles are up 22-6 with 9:54 to go in the first half. I'd say the Eagles kind of got caught up here on offense. Maybe made a few adjustments, got things figured out. I think St. John's going to have to really fine-tune their defense if they're going to slow them down at this point.
Yeah, you know, the middle linebacker for the Blue Jays does a phenomenal job. And the scheming and the coaching of Canton-Galva's figured out some ways to kind of help take him out of the equation. And in 8-man football, you know, if they blitz, and Canton-Galva is well coached, knows to go find that void from the blitzing linebacker. So that while it looked like it was going to work for the Blue Jays, the offensive scheme trumped it.
There's been 2 touchdowns for the Eagles.
As the little cheerleaders are getting some credit, as well they should, for the offensive explosion for Canton-Galva. But yeah, a slow start. Credit to the Blue Jays. I think the coaching staff of Blue Jays obviously had their team extremely well prepared, and now credit Canton-Galva's coaching staff for combating what we've seen on the Blue Jays side. We'll see here what this kickoff holds, as the last one proved me wrong. And hey, we got another boot dropping in front, fielded, and then it's going to be brought down by Vincent. And this Eagle crowd has kind of come to life. It's going to be 1st and 10. I believe they're going to put it at the 21, maybe 22, huh?
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays from their own 22.
So one of the things that we've been talking about is Evans. You know, Menson's had to go the whole way at center and then at nose, as he usually gets spelled about every other series at the nose and hasn't had that relief here. As we go to the air, that ball is behind the intended receiver. And now in at quarterback there, can't quite make out his number. Is that number 5? Yeah, Edward Hornick is now in at quarterback for the Blue Jays. So I wonder if they're not thinking throw a little bit more heavily here. Going under center. Pitch out to the right, it's turned in. Oh, we're gonna have, he slipped and took the knee. Gonna credit that tackle to Maltby as he is turning it in.
Yeah, I don't know if he wouldn't have slipped, I don't think he would have got many more yards after that.
No, he prevented getting tackled as the Eagles were coming. Great job by Maltby to turn that in, as it's 3rd and 13, I believe. Shotgun here. 2 wide receivers to the right. Now number 2 in motion. Kind of goes out the line of scrimmage. That's not legal, and they got it. That's legal in Canada, but not in the United States of America. 5-yard penalty. Back them up to be 3rd down and 18 now.
3rd and 18 for the Blue Jays.
Vincent has trotted over to the sideline to talk to the coaches. Two wide receivers to the right, 2 men in the backfield. One of them is the quarterback. Well, now we've got number 2 in motion. Going to run the option to the right. Turn back in, it's going to be cleaned up. TJ Kane, imagine that, in on the tackle for Canton-Galva.
25, TJ Kane.
Menson in there as well, leading the charge. It'll be 4th down and long. Well, we'll see if they punted away from Vincent again. Canton-Galva really doesn't look to me like they set up a punt return. They're just kind of blocking at the line of scrimmage and see what's going on here.
Yeah, you know, I almost think in 8-man it's almost hard to kind of set up a punt return in this.
Booming punt here, going to allow Vincent some room. This is where he excels. He can see the field better than most, making men miss all over the place. Going to return the ball all the way to the 32-yard line.
Number 17 either for the Blue Jays. It's Eagles football.
That is what you call out kicking your coverage there, but the Blue Jays recovered quite well, as we've seen that in the interception game at least go when he has that much room to see the field. We've seen that go to the house more often than not. Young man had 3 pick sixes in 1 quarter earlier this season.
Yeah, I think that was a Solomon game.
That was, yes, sir.
Yeah, I traveled to Solomon to watch that one. That was an impressive defensive game for him. So.
Absolutely. I don't know if that's a record or not, but if not, it should be.
You know, I almost want to say it's 4.
Somebody got 4?
Or something like that. I think I heard that, yeah.
Right up the middle is Vincent. Tackled by number 1, Jeremiah.
You know, I don't know about 3 1/4, but I know 4 in a game. 4 pick sixes in a game.
Which is kind of amazing if that's the case, because he's got 6 and leads everyone in the state of Kansas for a career. Eagles run a man off late. Here they're going to have to hustle. A lot of cushion given over here. Number 2, Cason Mastery. Vincent's going to drop the ball.
Almost past Vincent, ball's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down for the Eagles.
Yeah, I have to wonder if we don't see that formation again and just a quick hitch to Mastery and let him run with it, as the Blue Jays are giving him about 12 yards cushion. It's 3rd down and 7. Go trips to the left. Must have some blood. Gonna make number 9, Cooper Jermark, come off the field. Got a stoppage of play here.
Timeout.
Now we're gonna have a timeout and get him back on out there. Well, I'm getting conversations from our technical director, and he's more technical than I am. I don't know what he's saying. So we're just going to roll on. We have a timeout. Both teams now have used the timeout in this contest here in the opening half. Canton-Galva leads 22-6. The Blue Jays have proved to be a very formidable foe for this all-avian contest. Blue Jays versus the Eagles. But it's 3rd down and 7. And you like to see Vincent catch that last one. It hit him in the hands. Had a little heat on it, but still hit him in the hands. Might have been looking to turn up field before he caught the football.
Out of the timeout, it's Eagles football here. 3rd and 7 from their own 37.
We've got wide receivers right. No, we've got tight end to the right. Mastery by himself over here to the left. Vincent in that slot formation. Looking for Mastery, wants the home run ball. Got
His best to Mastery balls just incomplete.
Had him, just barely overthrew him. And he has been not the same strap that we're used to seeing. As Sports in Kansas had him as one of the quarterbacks to watch. In fact, they had him in the top 5 preseason quarterbacks, and then, of course, he started off the season injured. We've seen him as a freshman when he stepped in for you make that throw basically every time.
Yeah, he's been incredible. I've seen him make some incredible throws, especially when he stepped in for me that sub-state game his freshman year. So he's an outstanding player, and I expect to see him ball out the rest of the season.
He's got the ball again. He's got his man. He's got the tight end. Tight end breaking tackles. Big man. You know, if you're off just a little bit, find the big target with the great hands. Get 24 yards on the play, or however many they got. I think it's going to be on the 24. Well defended there by the Blue Jays. But when you got the wingspan that young man's got and the soft hands that he's got, what a weapon to have. Canton-Galva. As now we have Vincent in the backfield. McManus, wide receiver right. Mastery off the line of scrimmage, wide receiver to the left. Tight coverage on McManus, and he makes the man pay for it. We saw his speed on that breakaway run from the backfield, and the young man was trying to play bump and run coverage and didn't get quite enough bump on him. McManus able just to run right by him. And Maltby saw that, saw the way that was being defended, knew where he was going right away. Nice play. Great throw and catch. And just as you said, you expect him to ball out, and there it was right there. 2 great passes. Give the Eagles a touchdown here as they line up on the left hash this time for the 2-point conversion. And he does it again, does Maltby. Had a man in his face. But a great throw there, as that was pretty well defended by the Blue Jays. Well, it's a 24-point contest now. 30 unanswered. You know about 30-some unanswered, don't you?
Thing or two, yeah.
Thing or two. Again, we talk about records. I don't know if anybody ever came up with the official stat that said it's the record, but you guys battled back from down 30.
36.
Down 36.
36-0.
What was the final score?
6-6 to 36, if
I believe that's
correct.
Right. That's correct. We're talking about state championship game. The man with the call here tonight to my left up here in this crow's nest led that Eagles offense and defense, but led that 66-point unanswered comeback to get that ring back in 2019. Is that right? Was it 18?
It was 19, yeah.
That's what I thought. Sometimes my history fails me. Jack Kane, if you're out there listening, buddy, that wasn't your fault that that history fails me. I did not fail that class, by the way.
Well, if you ever need a reminder what year that was, they keep a plaque down there below the scoreboard. So
there you go. My eyesight doesn't let me see that far. Oh, here we go. And kickoff. He's had some nice kickoffs here tonight, has Collins. Chance Jermark back for the Blue Jays, set to receive this left-footed boot. He did not get all of that one. Gets the up man. He's going to be tackled at the 32. Evans and McManus in on the tackle for the Eagles. But the best field position, well, with the exception of turnover on downs, best field position for the Blue Jays here tonight.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays at their own 32.
Kind of interested to see what they scrounge up here this drive.
Yeah, you know, they rotated quarterbacks. See who they go here. Looks like we're going back to Gates, number 2, doing the quarterback duties. He's going to throw. He's got his man right there, his Mastery, but great throw and catch. Now they're going to call that. Mastery was able to break that up.
Yeah, that was a quick throw. That was pretty tight window, I feel.
We're going to go 2nd and 10.
Great defense by Mastery there to knock that one out. I think
get his hand in there, right.
I think he brought it in, but knocked it out on the way down.
Yeah, Mastery tackled from behind, able to punch that out. Great play by Casey Mastery, senior, number 2. Two wide receivers to the left, 2 out in formation to the right. We're going to call quarterback keeper on the left side. He's able to break tackle. He's free. McManus able to bring him down out of bounds, but a nice game by Gates.
Yeah, it looked like maybe an outside zone play there, and broke one for a good 20 yards almost or so.
Yeah, we'll give him 20.
Hell, not quite.
That's the great thing about being on this YouTube and this call. We can be off and nobody can yell at us.
Yeah.
It'll be 1st and 10. A nice play there by the Blue Jays. Back under center, they go with their tight formation. Going to give the dive right up the middle. Nice, tough run. Pick up 6 probably.
On the carry, number 6, Garrett Maltby. Bring it 2nd down for the Blue Jays, 2nd and 5.
Just give him 5 on the carry, but a nice tough run right up the middle, right at the heart of the defense. Tight formation again. Going to be a quarterback keep. Turning it in. Minson with the tackle for the Eagles.
Stood up by number 66, Preston Minson.
Hey, but a tough run as he was met at the line of scrimmage by the big fella for Canton-Galva. And he was able to spin free and lean forward and pick up maybe 1 or 2. Picked up 2 from first contact for sure.
I was almost expecting a loss there, maybe almost a loss of 1, but he managed to stumble a yard or 2 out of it yet.
Young players, if you're out there listening, watching this, keep your feet moving. Quarterback keep again. Going to be met at the out-of-bounds line. That is going to be a tackle for loss. Nick Evans and McManus. Also give credit to Kane there, as he's the one that stretched that one out. I'll let the quicker fellas come clean it up. It's going to be 4th down and 4th and 4 on the scoreboard. We saw a very quick pace to start this contest by the Blue Jays. They've slowed it down now, taking their time. They hustle to the line of scrimmage and then going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Blue Jays.
Second timeout of the half. Hey, you can't take them with you in the locker room, just as well use them.
I have to agree with you there, come around the halftime, I think might be able to get Struber up here. We can talk to him a little bit.
Hey, let's do that. Let's get an interview, so stick around as the new Wildcat used to grace this beautiful field in Margarita Stadium. Mr. Tyson Struber, he's got a gray shirt or a red shirt, got some sort of shirt on him, but K-State's off this weekend. Got a bye week as the number 16 team in the nation. We're going to get Struber up here. Talk to him a little bit about college life. It's just right. It's right. Good work. Stay tuned for that at the halftime. We're a long ways from it. We got a lot of football here in this first half. We got 4:32 on the clock. 4th down and 4 as the Blue Jays are set to go for it. Ball is at the 26-yard line. Got to make
Eagle fans, make some noise for your little cheerleaders.
Got to make what, the 23 for the first down?
I think you're
Shotgun
about right
snap
there.
here. He's got a man wide open. Blown coverage by Canton-Galva. Nice touchdown throw and catch. That catch was made by Bates. So Gates to Bates.
You don't see that often here with the Eagles defense, having that blown coverage and having a guy wide open, no one around them. I don't know what went wrong there, but I'm sure they'll hear about it when they come back to the sideline.
Yeah, they might have them one of those Chromebooks or something to look at that one. That was a complete blown coverage. But, hey, kudos to the offensive line of the Blue Jays, giving their man time to throw it, and then a nice throw and catch there. It's going to be a quarterback keep. It's going to be met, and they're going to call him short. They're going to say no good on the conversion as he stretched out for the pylon as the Blue Jays have a man down. And I think there's a yellow flag on the field
there's
as
a
well.
little laundry on the carpet here. Kind of a late flag. Let's see what we got.
As he hops to his feet, that's number 9, Cooper, Jermark, who's hobbling off, who had to go out a little bit earlier, had a little blood, I believe, maybe. So we'll see what the flag is. Hey, on the interview, we'll get Struber up here. But we're not going to interrupt the little cheerleaders deal, so we'll be able to be live for that as well. And then we'll come right back
and maybe we'll even have him on the call a little bit for the second half if he wants to stick around. See what this here penalty is all about. The referees still don't know what it's all about. Large conference, but by the looks of things, we're going to replay the conversion. They might be able to decline this, just leave 2 points on the field and take a penalty on the kickoff. I'm going to guess that's why he went over and talked to the coach. We're going to have a personal foul against the Eagles. We're going to have an untimed down, so it'll be half the distance to the goal.
Looks like we're going to retry the two-point try.
We've got a body slam motion by the referee. So, hey, they can do it to Kelsey in the NFL, so not exactly sure what the body slam. He's giving him the business in the pile. Football's out. Conversion's going to be no good.
And the two-point conversion is no good. With 4:26
The Eagles linebackers were wanting a false start there, so I have to wonder if maybe there wasn't a little bit of a snap infraction or something like that.
Maybe throw him off a little bit, put the ball in the dirt.
As head coach Hoppus is going out to talk to the officials, if we got a kind of, one thing that Coach Hoppus won't tolerate is any type of dirty play, and if he's thinking that's what's going on, he wants to know for sure. Very well coached, very disciplined group of young athletes out here. It's been that way for a long time.
Yeah, he don't like dirty plays. He wants you to play the game right. I mean, he's not saying he's not going to beat you down with some tough guys, but I mean we're going to come at you hard and hit you. But I think that's how we've won a lot of the games in the last 3 years is just being tough and a lot of time in the weight room, and it's made a lot of these kids really tough. And
one of the things that I've liked to talk about is Coach O'Connor and what he's done in that weight room, and I know Coach Hoppus gives him a lot of credit for the success that you guys have had. This Eagles have had. It all starts in the weight room, and you're absolutely correct in what you were saying there. Hey, we beat you physically, but we're going to do it clean, and I think that's all the coaches preach that, and it's very rare do you see a personal foul on this team.
Yeah, exactly. The game isn't fun when you're getting late hits. It just gets dangerous at that point. It's fun when you have a nice tough battle between two teams.
Absolutely. Yeah, it just doesn't belong in the sport here. With the wind, we'll see what happens. Here's Gates is set to kick here. Kicks it to Vincent. He's going to try to go up the middle, try to come up the left sideline here as they actually have a return set up.
Yeah, I kind of seen a lane there.
Yeah, they had one set up. We typically don't see that. Greenwood there on the tackle stayed home, and the Eagles unable to get a body on him and get him blocked on their return left.
Eagles football 1st and 10 from their own 22.
So we've got a lot going on at halftime. We're still 4 minutes and 21 seconds away from that, but stay tuned with this as we have the Little Eagle cheerleaders. I think they're also going to introduce some players that came back, some 50-year players that came back, and we'll have Tyson Struber, I think, up here in the nest. As we have wide receiver to the left, Mastery. Vincent in the backfield as he and Maltby are talking. Creeping in the line of scrimmage there is the linebacker. Vincent's got a lane. Turns on the Jets. Jet Vincent. He's going to get tackled. What a nice hustle play.
Good hustle by the defense, but after a good
great run.
35 yards or 40 yards there.
Greenwood on the tackle there for the Jays.
50 yards on the carry, good for an Eagle.
Good thing I don't work for ESPN. That's a good 50 for him. Once ESPN gives me a call, I'll go ahead and start counting those.
There you go. That's right. They got spotters for that, okay? We kicked our spotter out of the crow's nest already. It's too cramped up here. Wide receiver to the left is Mastery. To the right is McManus. Maltby's going to call his own number. Going to make a man miss. He's going to get into the end zone.
That's one thing that's pretty dangerous about Hoppus' offense is getting that quarterback run involved. Then you got, really, if the other 7 guys are doing their job, you only got 1 guy to miss.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. You get an extra blocker, essentially, when you got that quarterback running the football. And and in this 8-man game with the field as wide as it is, it's fairly easy to make a man miss.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be quick on that defensive side to make those stops.
Kane in motion for the Eagles on a 2-point conversion here. Shifting by the Blue Jays line. Maltby's going to call his own number again. Hard run there, and he gets in for the 2-point conversion. So what an answer by the Eagles as the Blue Jays made a 4th down conversion for a touchdown, and the Eagles with the quick answer come right back. Yeah, we forgot we have a monitor up here. And hey, shout out to HCI. I know we've had some issues in the past. Huge shout out to HCI Home Communications there in Galva and all of their crew. Of course, they service more towns than just Galva. They've got service here in Canton as well as several of the surrounding communities, and even all the way up in Beloit. If you need a home security system, they'll take care of you up there. Reach out to our friends at HCI, but huge shout out to them as they buried fiber up to this stadium so we can bring you this broadcast with high definition. Quite frankly, if it's this good at home, it's a whole lot better than Prime TV or whatever you call that nonsense we got to watch on Thursday. That's garbage.
That is.
So maybe is that Bezos that owns?
Amazon?
Yeah. Isn't that Bezos?
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah. Doesn't he own Amazon?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Maybe he ought to give our friends at HCI a call and they can help him get some better service so we can watch some Thursday night football. Thank goodness the football games haven't been worth watching. What garbage that has been. Unlike tonight, baby, we got a contest here.
38-12, 4 left in the second quarter before we head to the half. Collins off the kick again.
Put a little air into that, hits the up man. He's going to try to get around the left side and makes a man miss, and Maltby is there. That was Mastery on the miss. So the ball's up to 25. 3:59 on the clock.
You know, I'd expect the Blue Jays to kind of go to the air on this drive. They're getting near in the half. I mean, we still got 4 minutes left, but near in the half, they got the wind at their back before we head into the third quarter. So I'd expect them to try to air it out and see if they can make something happen.
And as you say that, we go 4 wide receivers to the left, to the right. Nobody else in the backfield for the quarterback. He's set to air it out, rolls out to the left. Well defended, but a great throw and catch there as Maltby is there. But Jeremark with the reception picks up 6, I believe. Let's call it 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the 30. Got to be able to do that math. They start on the 25, balls at the 30. That's 5 yards, 5 to go. Woo, look at us. That's that 7th grade math that old Mark Becker taught everybody for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the junior high coach. Legendary in these parts, now living in Arizona. Pass again, as you mentioned.
Airing it out. And
yeah, well overthrown there.
I think they kind of had confusion on the route there and maybe threw him off a little bit. But
again, it might have been one of those throwaways there as Vincent, who, again, leads all Kansas football players in interception, was well right there in coverage. Well, it's 3rd and 5. Did you have Becker and Spencer? You didn't. He was gone today.
I had them as teachers. I never had them as coaches.
Oh, you missed out on life right there. 3rd down and 5. Great throw. Nice catch. Good tackle by Vincent. Quarterback was under some pressure there, but stayed in the pocket, made a well-thrown ball. And as you said, partner, they're going to the air. 3 straight passes on this possession.
Looks like they're going to come out in the tight eye here. Give us a different look. Maybe go back to the run game.
Right up the belly. 4-yard gain on the play. Nice play there. Congrats, Jeremark.
Looks like this offense is clicking this drive here for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Minson has not went both ways a full game yet. So we made a little switch there at linebacker. And the guy that spells him at nose, the little man, he is all man. Nick Evans playing Mike linebacker. Quarterback draw here. Going to be brought down by the aforementioned Nick Evans. Great play.
On the keeper, brought down by number 24, Nick Evans.
Nice gain. 3rd and manageable here. 3rd and a long 4. Short 5. 2:30 on the ticker. Ball's at the 30. Looks like they have to get it just about to the 25. I don't think they have to get it all the way there. Going to give it right up the middle. It's going to be hit hard.
TJ Kane said no to that run and shuts him down right there, right at the line.
But Nick Evans hit him first.
Did he?
Yes, he did, but he's shaking up here. He hit him hard. It's 4th down. 4th and 4. Yeah, that was a collision there. Kane was there to clean it up, and Nick Evans lowered his shoulder, met him at the point of attack. What you're taught to do as a linebacker. 4th down and 4, big 4th down here for both squads. Nobody in the backfield. Low snap.
Right.
Got a man. Oh, and he drops it. Would have had the first down. Yeah, it was on the carom. Almost a tip drill.
Eagles going to get another go at it here before we head into the half. 1:26 left. They're going to take over on the 30, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be on the 30. That pass was intended for Greenwood, a young man that we've seen make some great tackles for the Blue Jays. And really, you have to think if he had just a little bit more time, that ball's on the mark. But the pressure there by the Canton-Galva defense disrupting that play. And really, this could be a little bit of a gut punch here as we have 86 seconds on the clock if the Eagles are able to punch this in. As if give us to Vincent, and he is off to the races, turning on the Jets, and he stepped out of bounds right there at the 22-yard line as he had nothing but real estate in front of him. Stop the clock at 1:18.
25 yards on the carry, good for Eagles.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 23. Blue Jays need a stop here.
1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Blue Jays, 24.
Mastery over here to the left. Gibbs going to be to Vincent again, right up the middle. He's going to be stopped after a gain of about 5. 32 in on tackle. That's Schroeder. But a gain of 7. 60 seconds. We're going to have a timeout. Timeout for the official as we have a man down for the Blue Jays. I didn't see that. I apologize for that. His left leg was moving, so that's a great sign. Right leg was moving there, so never like to see a man just laying flat on his back. We'll get you a number when we see it. I believe that's going to be number 32, Schroeder, is what we're hearing up here. Prayers for that young man as they tend to him. Looks like they're going to help him up here, get him set up. Let's hope it's just one of those plays where he got the wind knocked out of him and all the beautiful air in the world, you can't get any of it.
Yeah, that's never a good feeling when that happens. You think it's over at that point.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, they're going to help him to his feet right now. So what we all like to see right there. I chuckle, and I'm not chuckling because the man got – I'm reminiscing of last weekend. I was at a rodeo, and a young man got kicked by a bull. And, boy, he sure thought that that he needed the oxygen and everything else you could give him, because he got the air knocked out of him. And you talk about not being able to get any back in those lungs. It's a horrible feeling. And as the quarterback, you blame that one on your lineman whenever that happens.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You give him a good stare when you get hopefully they're there to pick you up when that happens.
Oh, the old lookout block never works. The give's going to be pulled here. Throw and catch to Mastery is good for an Eagles touchdown. The play action as Maltby pulled the give to Jet Vincent and hits his man Mastery in the corner of the end zone. And as we talked about, Cason Mastery, as all of these wide receivers, including the tight end for the Eagles, have awesome, awesome hands. That was a heck of a catch there. Hopefully we can get that on the old replay. As the Eagles go for 2 here, leading 44-12. Give's going to be pulled again, wide open and in for the 2-point conversion. Maltby's ball handling skills are impressing me right now as the play action is working. He's able to hunker over and cover up that football. As that one lead gets stretched to 34. There are 48 seconds still left on the clock. Again, let's talk about the halftime festivities. Mercy me, that's why ESPN hasn't called yet, I suppose. We'll talk about the halftime festivities. The Little Eagles are going to be out there. We're going to honor the 50-year team that's here. I don't think very many of them were able to make the trip, but we've got a few of them. As a lot of things going on, the junior high team that has had a couple of rough years and able to get back in the winning column. I believe they took 2 L's on the year, but under head coach Nightingale playing quite a few 7th graders, were able to get quite a few of the old wins and get back to the winning ways for the junior high team. As we see Minson, the only plays that he's had off for the big fella have been the kickoffs. Yeah, I believe the Canton-Galva Eagles finished up their season last night 22-16 over Mound Ridge. So kudos to them. Congratulations, guys and lady. Nice boot here. Vincent blowing things up the middle, but a nice return. Evans is going to bring him down, but not before Jermark gets to the midfield stripe. So we got 41 seconds left.
Good return by the Blue Jays there. That was a good tough run. He kind of stumbled and bumbled there for a while, but made some good yards.
Jet Vincent blew down there and took out a few blockers, but ran past him. So it's going to be at the 39. The Blue Jays need this, get some momentum back on their side going into the half. See if they go to the airs. We have trips to the right. Great protection, and then he's going to be brought down by number 66, Preston Minson, with the quarterback sack.
Carry, sacked by number 66, Preston Minson.
It's going to have to call that one a coverage sack, as the protection broke down, but not before 3 or 4 seconds. Great sack there by number 66, nose tackle, Preston Minson. 2nd and 12. We're going to go quarterback run to the right. Able to skate around the edge and get out of bounds at the 29-yard line, maybe.
Wondering if they're hoping to get one more play in a timeout, hopefully get 2 plays in before. I mean, you could possibly get 3, but hopefully get 2 plays in here before the half, getting that end zone is what they're looking for.
Yeah, gives them a first down, and they're within striking distance here from the 29. 10 seconds on the clock here. A score here would be huge for the Blue Jays' momentum. Coach O'Connor's having words with the white hat here. I believe he wanted to hold on number 22, Mr. Collins there, as Wyatt was taken out of the play for sure. Jailbreak here, picked off. Jet Vincent has added to the record books.
Jeff Vincent.
No time on the clock.
And with that interception, Jeff Vincent holds the interception record for all of Kansas High School.
So you hear our PA addresser in the back. He just tied it in the last, but now he holds that interception record for not only all classes. He had the 8-man, now he holds interception for all classes. As you see Coach O'Connor go out there, he says, I want that football. Put that one in the Hall of Fame for Kansas, as that Jeff Vincent stands alone atop the record books, interceptions. Not only interceptions returned for touchdown, but interceptions, period. As Hoppus and O'Connor, something we don't see very often, out there visiting with the white hat, still pretty frustrated, I believe, with the lack of the holding penalty. I'm assuming we don't have a microphone down there, but
sometimes you'd like to hear what's going on. Sometimes you'd like to hear some of the conversations they have. But.
Absolutely.
Before we see the little cheer performance, we do want to recognize.
So we're going to stay on the microphone, I think. So 50 years ago, they put these two schools together, and we're so glad that they did.
This year represents 50 years since those combined teams became one football team. 21 kids kicked off the season with 13 seniors, 5 juniors, and 3 sophomores. The Eagle team went for 6 wins and 3 losses. The longest game played of the season was a triple overtime.
Oh, there you go. Little history. 8-6 in triple overtime.
It was a very groundbreaking opening season. Canton-Galva football is history for the last 50 years. At this time, I do want to recognize those in attendance that has been brought to our attention from that roster. It's inside of your program tonight.
Well, there you go. They're announcing
number 52, Twig Marston.
So Uncle Twig for ISOM number 57.
I'm not going to do weights, so I'm just going to do numbers tonight.
Twig, we recognize him. Greg Morton as well.
Number 65 was Steve Oates.
Steve Oates is here as well,
and
I believe.
Number 61, Marvin Westbrook.
Oh, long-time Canton-Galva employee,
Cheerleaders in attendance cheering on the
Mr.
Eagles
Westbrook,
still today.
whose son is, you might hear him on the radio, as he is the new doctor up in Salina,
50 years,
Mr. Westbrook.
1972, put it on one more time.
There we go, 50-year time. We're going to step aside and watch the little cheerleaders. Then we're going to be back, because up here in the booth is the legend of Canton-Galva, Mr. Tyson Struber. So we're going to go with the little cheerleaders and be back for the interview.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so the Little Eagle Clinic theme is Go Fight Cure. The Little Eagle Clinic this fall hosted 43 pre-K through 6th grade participants. It's been very exciting to watch the increasing enrollment trend and being able to see the smiling faces of so many returning Little Eagle cheerleaders. Thank you to the parents and the kids for making this event successful, and thank you to our fans for supporting our Pink Out Nights. And now, Eagle fans, your Little Eagle cheerleaders. Eagle fans, let's hear it one more time for your Little Eagle cheerleaders.
Well, we'll see if we're back live here. I believe we are. Great job there by the little cheerleaders. Well, I'm super duper excited for what we got going on here. We got the dream team back together up here. You got one of those rings as well. This man that's been on the call with me tonight was the guy throwing it to you back in the day. Canton-Galva legend, state champion, state record holder in the receiving category, now Kansas State Wildcat. Tyson Struber, welcome into the booth. Man, welcome. Glad to have you back on the sidelines here in Canton-Galva. Talk to us a little bit about your experience, how it's been so far in Manhattan.
Oh, it's been great. They've been nothing but welcoming. You know, I love it up there. The atmosphere is second to none. Kind of reminds me of here, the whole family aspect. You know, it's a bigger town, you know, than Canton-Galva, but it still feels small as far as like the relationships you have with everybody. So I love it up there.
You bet. So talk to us a little bit about congratulations, by the way. 16th in the nation right now, is that right? 16th in the nation. That's outstanding. Talk to us a little bit about what it's been like going up there. I mean, I assume that the amount of time you got to put in is significantly different than what it was in high school football.
Oh, yeah, it's like having a job. You know, of course, school comes first, but when you're not working on school homework and stuff, you're there at the facility, you know, getting treatment, watching film, and, you know, put it in work and all that. So, yeah, it feels like a job, but we love it. We're going to this grind.
Well, it's pretty impressive. Last year's a big eight-man player of the year up here in the booth with us. Now up in Manhattan at Kansas State, Mr. Tyson Struber, all-everything state record holder on the receiving side of life. Just couldn't be more excited about the opportunities that you have in front of you. Your head coach, they tell me, is here tonight.
Yeah, he came here to watch some football. You know, I told him he's going to be kind of surprised about the crowd. You know, 8-man football, you don't expect much people to be here, but I told him we got the best crowd in the state.
Yeah, and like, of course, we've all been to Manhattan and enjoyed the atmosphere beforehand, the atmosphere during. It's second to none. College football is outstanding, but you're right. You know, the stands are full tonight here at the Margrader Stadium. We talked, Landon and I talked a little bit about the national anthem and Friday Night Lights and just the chills that you get. And it's been a long time since I laced up the cleats, and I can barely bend over to tie my shoes now, but you still get the chills. Talk to us about the chills when Dr. Trace fires up the band and the national anthem plays there.
Oh, that's a crazy experience, you know, running out of that tunnel for the first time against South Dakota, that first home game. You know, I was definitely tearing up as I ran out, you know, just looking at everybody going from watching the games in the stands to finally being there on the team. So that was definitely something I'm never going to forget.
Absolutely. Well, go back to Kleiman being here. Has he ever been to an 8-man football game before?
I don't think so. You know, just talking to him a couple days ago, he said he was pretty excited to see what it was all about.
Well, we're glad to have him. We're glad to have you here as well. Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't do what everybody wants to do. Let's compare you. What do you think? This is the first time that you've seen Mr. Vincent live, I believe. What do you think? You think you can run with him? You think we line him up, man, goal line to goal line. How many steps you got him by?
Oh, he's a special athlete, you know, and I think we're both going to say the same. We're both real competitive, so we're both going to think we got the edge over each other, which that's just what makes athletes special. You know, no matter who you are, you're going to want to go and compete. But no, watching him, he's a very gifted athlete. You know, he's really aggressive, which I'm sure the coaches love. You know, that's what they're preaching around here. But you know, nothing but respect. You know, coming here, putting in work, and it looks like he's having fun doing it. Absolutely.
Well, talk a little bit about Strap. You know, we got Landon here that helped you set that record. Strap helped you finish it off. Now you're catching balls from guys like Adrian Martinez and such. But talk about Garrett Maltby and what he's meant to you playing with him. Of course, you graduated and he's a senior this year. But talk a little bit about him.
Oh yeah, like you said, two great quarterbacks in Landon Everett and Garrett Maltby. You know, I was really blessed in my high school career, but you know, Garrett, he just goes out there and does his thing. He's got kind of that swagger to him, especially at practice. He's always cool, calm, and collected, but at the same time, he can lead a football team. And that's what I really respected about him, how he can, stay loose, but he'll get in you if you're not doing your job, no matter if you're older than he is or if you're a freshman. He's going to keep this team in line.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to be around. I've been around him some. He worked for a local rancher here this summer, and he's just a fun guy to be around. Throws the ball really well. Seen him miss a few tonight. Probably more misses tonight than maybe we've seen his whole career leading up to tonight, with the exception of one playoff game. But we appreciate him and all that he's done for Canton-Galva. Talk a little bit about Mr. Master. Kaysen last year, you couldn't throw the ball to yourself, and you had to have somebody else out there that they had to defend as well. Kaysen showcasing his talents here tonight. Talk about playing with him.
Oh, Kaysen's come a long way, from seeing him as a little freshman to now. He's really learned the game more. He's really defining his craft. Me and him talk quite often about, running routes, different cuts and dropping your hips at the top of your routes and stuff. And he's just wanting to learn. You can tell that he really cares about, the season. And just what I've been talking to him, he's definitely going out there and giving it his all. And I'm really proud of him. Absolutely.
Well, we got a little time here on the clock here. Talk to us about the transition from 8-man to 11-man. There's a lot of great 8-man athletes. I had a conversation with one of my Nebraska friends who's a huge Nebraska football supporter, and they were talking about how Nebraska back in the glory days, the big fellas up front came from 6-man and 8-man football, and probably for the line, it's probably not as big of a transition as it is for somebody in a skilled position such as yourself. But talk to us a little bit about that transition.
Oh, it was definitely a big learning curve. That's what I expected. That's what, me and the coaches had talks about. But I definitely got on it early, over the summer before I went up there to Manhattan, just trying to learn different schemes and stuff and how it was different. And you can't really see how it's different until you get in that first practice. And, that first week was definitely an eye-opener. Just the speed of the game is different. You're counting, you're like, hey, they got too many people out there. But no, that's normal football, really. And that was different, but it's really, at the end of the day, it's football. So.
Yeah, the field isn't much wider, and there's a lot more people out on it. So it is a completely different game, while it's the same game just as you speak. So how's classes going for you? You talked about school first, football second. So how are classes going for you?
Oh, they're going great. They got us on some pretty good schedules. Got some good professors. All my classes are in walking distance. It's really not that stressful yet, I'll say. It's definitely going to get stressful, I feel like, but it's going pretty good.
Have you decided to major yet?
Finance.
Majoring in finance.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to that idea. I don't know that you can do anything about the stock market. Sorry to everybody out there listening. I don't think that the golden child of Canton-Galva, I don't think that once he gets his finance degree, if we continue on this downturn, that even he can do anything about that. But that's beside the point. Well, Tyson Struber, it is awesome to have you up here in the booth. Welcome back to Canton-Galva. We sure appreciate you spending a little time with us here. Welcome to stick around, call a little bit of the game if you want, or go find your head coach. Do whatever you want. Know that you can walk around here. Go sign some autographs. I still have my son, one of the little footballs you signed for him is still in his room. So we appreciate the role model that you have been to the youngsters here at Canton-Galva and continue to be as you continue your journey on to Canton-Galva. So send us off with some closing thoughts. Tell us what you want to tell us. It's the microphone's yours, buddy.
Go Eagles. That's all I got to say. Go Eagles.
There it is. Hey, good luck. Good luck next week against ECU.
Tyson, before you make yourself too comfortable, you could go get us some nachos from the concession stand.
This gig doesn't pay very good. Landon, you're not wrong there. We could use some nachos. Hey, they're not very good to crunch into the microphone. I've been told that at least. Oh. Hey, we got 42 seconds left on the clock. They'll add 3 back on as your Canton-Galva Eagles lead 46-12. That first half capped off by another record set by Mr. Jet Vincent as he proves to be a ball hawk. Something you kind of got transitioned out of, Tyson, as you were the ball hawk for 3 years of your career and then had to get transferred down to the linebacker spot last year, your senior year, and weren't able do some of those things that you had done your first 3 years here?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a little switch, you know. But when O'Connor came up to me and told me I was going to be playing linebacker, I wasn't too bummed out. I knew my first couple of years, sometimes I got in a little bit of trouble wanting to come down and hit. You know, I let a ball go over top, but it was definitely fun being down there in the trenches. You know, I hadn't been able to experience that my first couple of years. I loved it. I loved just going out there, being able to do what I could do.
Yeah, absolutely. Those contests last year against Little River are two of the most fun contests that I've ever played witness to. Of course, you were part of that phenomenal comeback that we were talking about earlier with Mr. Everett, the quarterback, QB1 for CG at the time. You know, that was, like I said, you were pivotal in that. I think you might have had an interception or two in that state championship game to help lead that comeback that we're calling. I mean, what are they going to do? Somebody going to call us up, hit us up on the Twitter and say we're wrong. We're calling it the greatest comeback in a championship football game ever.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you on that one.
Somebody might have more points or something, but we're still calling it the greatest comeback in all of Kansas, all of football in a championship game ever.
You know, it's going to be one of those exaggerated stories when you're 75 years old, saying you were down 108-0 at half and came back and won 66-36.
There it is. You've probably told that at the firehouse a time or two, haven't you, Landon?
Well, I think they bring it up more than I do. I try to stay pretty humble about it around there. But, yeah, we got a flag football team right now for the rec league we got going over there, and they think I got to play quarterback, but I just tell them I'm a little washed up. So.
Oh, yeah. I suppose from time to time up there at the Veneer Football Complex, you get the pleasure of telling a few stories as well, I assume. I assume that you've brought that up.
Oh, yeah, Shadrid Blanca from St. Francis, he's up there, another small-town kid. But, yeah, whenever I tell them I'm coming home, they always say have fun throwing bales. And I don't think they know I'm probably one of the most city boys here.
So on that team was State Power. This is my one claim to fame, and since you brought it up, I get to share it. And I appreciate you. I'll buy you a cheeseburger later for bringing that up. But the strongest human that's probably ever went through Canton-Galva in Mr. Collins, we had a bale throwing contest one time. Were you there to witness that, Landon?
I'm not sure if I was. I know I threw bales for you a handful of times, but I don't know if I was there.
Well, we had us a bale throwing contest because he was a little gassed. I will take full advantage of that, and I will give him some credit that he was gassed. But I was able to throw 2 bales higher than that freak of a human who could hang clean, I don't know, 900 again. If we're going to tell stories, hey, if they can put lead in fish and win a fishing tournament, right? We can exaggerate our story just a little bit. I think he was hang cleaning like 900 at the time. And, it was witnessed. Old Keaton Shelby down there, he bore witness to it as well. I was able to throw, again, I'm not saying that he hadn't been in the barn and it was 110 degrees for 2 hours, but I still got him. So I appreciate you bringing up the bale throwing contest.
Looks like third quarter is about to go underway. Your Eagles are up 46-12.
And also, how can you forget the quarterback? Number 12, Jim Sisson.
There we go. As we announce a couple more from the 50-year squad, going to get ready to kick this second half as the Eagles lead 46-12. One of the most shocking stats of the game is the Eagles were successful on all but one 2-point conversion. The 2-point conversions and the kicking game have kind of been the Achilles heel of this squad for the last several years, frankly. And you guys outscored Little River on the touchdown mark, but they were able to get you last year in the 2-point conversions.
Yeah, two-point conversions have always been, just some reason we just been struggling with. We'll move the ball down the field with ease, but once we get to that goal line on that 2-point conversions, I don't know, it's just.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there, Tyson. We could move the ball, 70 yards in 2 plays, but we couldn't move it, 3 yards in 1 play, no matter what we tried. So I think, we got it kind of figured out towards the end of the season. I think they got it more figured out now than we did. But, that was something we struggled with.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've looked good here tonight. And, again, this Blue Jays team ranked in the top 10 in the state their only loss coming at the hands of Osborne, and got on the scoreboard first, 6-0, as they were able to stop the Eagles' first drive. As we have the left-footed booter set to kick it off again, and has looked remarkably better than in games past. We are underway. This one's going to hit in that kind of soft spot, fielded off the hop and tackled at the 32-yard line by Jory Ratzliff.
Mark on the return, brought down by number 16, Jory Ratzliff. 32.
We'll stay right here with Tyson in the booth holding the microphone. Might get you a second career, buddy.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty fun up here with you guys.
Here we are. We got twins to the right. Running back to the right of the quarterback. Going to run the option to the left. Turned in. That was Wyatt Collins turning in the quarterback. I think T.J. Kane cleaned it up there. It's going to be a tackle for a loss. But that play was all set up by Wyatt Collins, turning that play back into the middle of the field. Collins coming all the way, or excuse me, T.J. Kane coming from the left in position to clean it up. One of the things O'Connor preaches is everybody to the football, and that was on display right there. Low snap here. Swing pass out to this is going to be dropped. TJ was going to bring the thunder there. So he had his eyes set on the wide receiver. So it'll be 3rd down and long. It'll be 3rd and 14. Full wide receiver set here. Rolling out to the right. Going to looking to throw back. Going to break free. Makes TJ miss. Jet Vincent, though, comes from his free safety spot. Brings up 4th and 11 here. Blue Jays have punted in this position all game. We'll see what they do here. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, good luck. What a great punt here. It's going to go out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Bates' punt goes out of bounds at the Eagles' 4-yard line. New Eagle football, 1st and 10 from their own 4. I want to take a quick moment to introduce your cheerleaders. Emma Anderson.
Well, that punt right there, that punt would make old Pat McAfee proud right there.
Yeah.
Pinning the Eagles inside the 5.
And your senior, Brecken Pearson.
Wide receivers right and left. The give is going to be right up the middle to Vincent. Going to pick up probably 4 on the play. Cooper Jermark in on the tackle for the Blue Jays. They're going to give him 4. Going to be 2nd and 6. We'll stay in the same formation. Cason Mastery to the left. Jet Vincent out to the right. Lane McManus in the backfield to the left of Maltby. Maltby fires to Mastery. Makes a man miss. Makes another man miss. It's going to be wrestled out of bounds. That tackle was made by number 2, Tyson Gates. But Mastery with a little shake and bake there, making 2 guys miss. That play's been there all night with a big cushion that obviously they respect Cason Mastery and what he's able to do. Both of these wide receivers here. Going to go give right up the middle. Jet Vincent going to be tracked down from behind. It's going to be Gates again with the tackle. 22 yards. Ball's going to be at the 34-yard line.
First and 10 for the Eagles at the Blue Jay 34.
Eagles still looking over at the sideline here. So do we have one guy calling the play and one a dummy, or what do we got going on there, Landon?
Yeah. I know they got some distractions going on over there.
Mastery breaking tackles again. He's going to get free. He's going to go all the way. Mastery was tackled and broke free. What a great catch and run after the catch by senior Tyson Mastery. And Maltby seems to have found whatever he was missing by missing those guys by just a few inches or a few feet. Going to go quarterback keeper on the left side. Nice lead block. And that was a great job. I believe that was number 77. Stretched that out and kept him out.
But with 9:10 left to go in the third, it's your Eagles 52 and the Blue Jays 12.
I believe that was Jack Hartman that was able to keep Maltby out of the end zone. Looked like maybe he needed to cut it up right there behind Vincent. Vincent had a block going, and Maltby decided to take it around the end. Probably talk about that one in film.
Yeah, that one will probably get brought up a little bit. They seem to, when it comes to film time, they'll point you out. They'll make sure you know what you're doing wrong. But the Eagles put a good drive together there, got down the field in a good amount of time, and put some points on the board.
Stretched the lead to 40, 9-10 in this third period. Noah Collins set to kick again. He's been all the way at the kicking position, and I think he's earned his spot.
Yeah, from what I've seen of the kickers they've rotated, I think he's done about the best.
Kick for the Eagles back deep for the Blue Jays, number 1, Chance Jermark.
Putting some air in it, letting the guys get there. Jet Vincent's going to go clean that up.
Jermark on the return, brought down by number 4, Jet Vincent.
And as Tyson alluded to, showing you know, that he's a gamer, likes to go hit. You could see he kind of was a heat-seeking missile right there. Saw the ball carrier, wasn't going to run by him this time. Went right to him. A nice collision there.
Yeah, excellent job by Vincent, especially on a kickoff. You got to have guys that are willing to do that. Keep them back deep in their own territory and give your defense a good position.
Got a little bunch formation to the left. 3 wide receivers out over there on the left side of the formation. 1 to the right. Low snap. Running to the right. Turn back inside. Going to be a quarterback sack by T.J. Kane as he was able to sneak free, but on the with the knee going down. Going to give T.J. Kane another quarterback sack. Going to be a loss of 4 on that play. 2nd and 14 now. See what the Blue Jays can dial up here. Going back to that same formation, bunch, trips to the left, wide receiver to the right. Nobody in the backfield beside the quarterback. Quick pass, setting up a screen. Nice block, but able to fight through it is Tyson Mastery. And then, as we talked about, everybody rally at the football. 4 guys there to clean it up. Excuse me, that was number 3, McManus. There fought through that block to make that tackle. It'll be 3rd and 10. Don't want to take anything away from Mr. Lane McManus, young man that's sitting in the top of the leaderboards. Haven't checked lately, but last I checked, he was sitting number 2 in the state of Kansas in the calf roping. Quarterback keep right up the middle, nothing doing here. As Vincent cleans it up. Well, a 40-point lead, what do you do here if you're the Blue Jays? You punt it back to them, or you try and go stay on the field?
You know, the way it's been going, they've been giving it back to the Eagles, and the Eagles have been taking it all the way down to the house, no matter where they've been at. So, you know, at this point, I say you spread some guys out and go to the air and see what you can get.
That's what I would do. It looks like where you're not the head coach, they're electing to punt, but I would do that as well. As aside from the opening drive, the Eagles have kind of been able to get to the end zone. But showcase your punter. I mean, Coach Kleiman is here. Why not showcase your punter? Because he's got a boot right there, and he's frustrated because he knows that one went into the end zone for a touchback. What a punt.
First and 10 from their own 15.
Well, it's the longest field that the Eagles. No, they just had it at the 4 last possession. I stand corrected.
Yeah, that's what that's kind of where I went to with no matter where they've had it, they kind of taken it all the way down the field. But I think they're trying to put some trust in their defense here and get a stop.
Maltby, the quarterback, nobody in the backfield with him. Going to have quarterback keep here. Well defended by the Blue Jays. Going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Maltby on the carry, brought down by a host of Blue Jays. It'll be second down, 2nd and 8 for the Eagles.
They're going to give him 2 on the carry. Putting TJ Kane out at the wide receiver. Guy we usually see at the tight end spot, but he's got speed, size. 2 wide receivers to the right. Maltby alone in the backfield, moves Vincent a little closer to him. Now McManus in motions, give is going to be to him. He with the stiff arm, able to get around. Gets to the 22. Greenwood on the tackle for the Blue Jays. Nice defense there by the Blue Jays. 3rd and a long 3 here for Canton-Galva.
Be 3rd and 3 for the Eagles.
Well, what's your play call here?
Well, you know, if I was standing back there and I was given the playbook, give whatever I want, back in my day, there's a couple plays where I'd keep the ball, and it was about, I was taking it to the house about every time, and that was called Bull and Bronco. And I had big old 35 Nick Pearson pulling around for me, and I'd follow him up there, and that was a fun play.
We're going to the air, trying the one-handers. TJ Kane unable to reel it in. TJ's not happy with himself. Maltby needed to put just a touch more air underneath it. Canton-Galva was going to stay on the field. They're going to leave the offense out here on the field. Go for it on 4th and short 4, long 3. Yeah, I can believe that you would call your own number. Let the quarterback just run it.
You know, in the state game, I did get the last couple drives. I did get the opportunity just to call plays, and I don't think I called a single play without I ran it. I did have an O lineman try to run a trick play that we had to pass it to him, but.
Which one would that O lineman be?
You might know him.
I might.
35 Nick Pearson. He wanted to run a play called Shifty, where he gets the ball, and we were up 6-6-36, and I looked at him. I said, it's probably not the right time to do it. We're on like the 1-yard line, so.
I don't blame you for wanting to get in the end zone in the state championship game, but you're right. Sportsmanship outweighs that. Give us to McManus. Able to get the edge. Stays on his feet. Gets ran out of bounds.
18 yards on the play. Good for an Eagles.
But if I had to do it all over again, that 1-yard line play up that much, I think I'd get J9 Gill a chance to tuck one in there.
Yeah, you got to love being able to give the big fellas a chance. You had a phenomenal line in front of you.
They were incredible. I think I only got, in until the state game, I don't know if I actually got sacked more than one time, actually. I think I had a couple hurries, but
they hit Kane again.
Maltby's pass to TJ Kane.
Refusing to go down. Takes 4 Blue Jays to get him down.
Brought down by 4 Blue Jays on the play.
Yeah, and I'll stand up for the O-line. That one sack that you took, that's because you probably tripped over, and they just had to give it a sack to somebody. You probably tripped over your own feet.
yeah, who knows?
First and 10 for the Eagles.
You know, I got a guy, Tyler Rummel, particular play, he gave up the first sack, and he heard about it. The other O-linemen weren't happy about it. They wanted to keep their streak.
Oh.
But no, I had an incredible O-line, and they didn't get near enough credit that they should have.
No, they should build a statue for him. And frankly, they're part of the reason that Struber has that record for receiving yards. As Vincent, we're going to have a hold here. We're going to have a hold against Canton-Galva.
It's a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. Holding is the call against the Eagles.
You know, I don't believe that the Blue Jays have been called for a penalty all night. So, again, what Kaufman was saying about being a very well-coached football team, that's something that rarely happens.
First and 18 for the Eagles at the Blue Jay 20-yard line.
McManus is back in the backfield as a running back. He's open in the flat, but he's looking for, that's Vincent with the reception. Going to be ran out of bounds by Greenwood.
He's shoved out of bounds by number 23, Greenwood of the Blue Jays.
About a 15-yard gain, though, on the play. Nice-looking play on first down and long. Eagles can get a first down here before they get it into the end zone. Empty backfield again for the Eagles. Vincent to the right, Master to the left. Vincent in motion. Maltby's going to roll out looking for his tight end. He's not there. Tries to thread the needle. Well defended there. Going to be incomplete.
Ball's incomplete. It'll be third down for the Eagles.
That pass play was well defended. T.J. Kane was not open in the back of the end zone as he normally would be. Maltby just had to get rid of it. Lucky that pass was not intercepted. As they go back to the jumbo package, as McManus comes off the field, Marston goes back on for the extra lineman. I'm calling Mastery on a slant. Never mind. We're gonna have a false start or delay a game. False start against the Eagles.
False start's the call against the Eagles.
Well, 2 penalties down here in the red zone against the Eagles will bring up third and long. Twins to the right. Vincent in the backfield. Master goes in motion. Throws swing pass out to Vincent. Makes a man miss. Going to get the first down. Does he get to the pylon? No. He'll be just short of the end zone.
11 yards on the play.
Well, we'll see if Maltby goes under center for a quarterback sneak, as it's first and goal from the 1.
First and goal for the Eagles at the Blue Jay 1.
Going shotgun. Master's one-on-one over here to the left. Maltby's going to just stutter step and stride right on into the end zone.
Touchdown, Eagles!
What a hole there by the O-line. Kudos to them. They get credit for that touchdown. Well, Landon, it's been fun calling the game with you. Hey, this Beloit Blue Jays team, Tipton, solid football team.
Yeah, they put up a good fight. You know, we expected them to come in, be one of the better teams we played, and I think it's probably the only second game we went into the second half, I believe.
Yeah, it's the second game. It's the only game that Maltby's played in where we've had to go the distance or go this far into the game, and they got a good squad over there. Started off really well. Eagles were a little cold, but I don't know that we really don't start off cold as far as Canton-Galva. I think that credit just simply needs to go to that Blue Jay squad right there.
Yeah,
they had a great
absolutely.
game plan coming into it, and they got a good football team.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a good team, and hope they have a good rest of the season. I expect to see a couple more wins on their column, and so.
I would expect to see them make a deep run into the playoffs. It's a good football team right there. So kudos to them, and wish that team nothing but great luck the rest of their season. Great win here again for Canton-Galva. Fun to have Tyson Struber up here in the crow's nest with us, and pretty cool. Coach Kleiman's over there on the sideline. Good luck to the Wildcats as this season progresses for them. Not a whole lot else we can say other than go Eagles, huh?
That's what I'm thinking.
There it is. Go Eagles. Good night. God bless.